this audience. Wow, how much fun is this? Yeah. It's a comedy night, and it's a Jewish event because it's me, and it's not a fundraiser. Usually when Jews get together and comedy's involved, it's a fundraiser. We love to raise money. We love to raise money, don't we? Yes. That's why the Jews have been around so long, because we're always raising money to help each other. Yeah, hospitals and charities and diseases. We love a good disease. You find a disease and we will raise money for it. And they always bring me for levity. They usually have some guy on the screen with the disease. Yeah, and then they bring me right on after. I performed for Diabetes of New Jersey. They had a guy on the screen. I lost my sight, they took my toes off, there's a machine on my pancreas, and here's Modi. We love to raise money. I'm constantly performing at events where comedy's not meant to be done. That I'm a professional at doing comedy where it's not meant to be done. I just performed for an organization called Bonei Olam. Anybody hear of this? Yeah. It's a Hasidic organization from Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Not the cool part, that other part. And they work with women who are challenged with fertility issues. The rabbi called me up directly and spoke to me in what sounded very much like English. Hello, hello? Yeah, hello, my name is Rabbi Macht noch Kinder. And I work mit der Organisation called the Bonei Olam. And we work with women who are trying to get pregnant, and we need your help. So I could be there at 3:30. You didn't think it was funny either, sir? Yes, this is a beautiful Jewish event. Anybody here not Jewish? There we go, right in the front too, wow. This is gonna be a very, very long night for you. The rest of this show is in Yiddish. Well, what's your name? Jamie Patrick Chandler. But it wasn't gonna be Chaim Baruch. Jamie, I don't want you to feel like you're not gonna be a part of the evening. First of all, I don't know how you got in here tonight, but welcome. I'll begin the show by telling you a story, a Hasidic story. About a guy that goes to his rabbi and says, Rabbi, never believe what happened to me. My son left the house and became a Christian. The rabbi said, shh, never believe what happened to me. My son left the house too and became a Christian. So what do? We pray to God. They prayed to God and God said, you never believe what happened to me. Zij tracht, als is de zin van de Eibestel. Als me sogar a little chayzik up front and alt is besided for the rest of the night. You have to know your audience, everybody. Look, Jamie, your landlord's here. Yes, Jews, we love to raise money, we help each other. That's how we've survived all these years. Even during COVID, we moved everything onto Zoom. Fundraisers on Zoom. I was doing Zoom shows. Do you know what that was like? Staring into a screen of squares of Jewish women trying to figure out where they need Botox. That's all I saw for 3 weeks, just women. Then they all got Botox. Remember that when all the dermatologists and plastic surgeons became essential workers? They were the front line of frown lines. And every woman came back like this, hi! You're funny, I just can't laugh, nothing's moving here. Everything. Jews moved everything onto Zoom. The schools, oh my God, all the yeshivas, the Torah academies, yeah, on Zoom. Who here did Zoom school with their kids? Yeah, you are the heroes. You are the hero. I watched my friends do Zoom school with their kids. I cannot believe there wasn't a Zoom school shooting. I would have hung this kid out the window like Michael Jackson and thrown him kibbinimat. One thing you all learned during the pandemic is you all had way too many children. The fifth one was an option. But you gotta understand something there, Jamie Patrick Chandler. When Jewish couples get married, what's the first piece of advice they give them? Have your kids when you're young. Have your kids when you're young. This way later on you can have because you had your kids when you were young. That is the worst advice ever. Have your kids right before you die. That's when you should have your kids. Because your kids are only good till they're 16, 18 max. That's when they love you. My mother is so beautiful, my father is so smart, I love my parents. Then they just turn on you and blame you for everything wrong in their life. So, if you have your kids late in life, you don't give a damn. When they come home from college and say, Dad, I hate you. My psychiatrist said because of you I'm codependent and I can't have a relationship. I absolutely hate you. You could just go, huh? What? I made in my pants. What? Even if you don't have Alzheimer or dementia, fake it. Fake it. Kid comes home, I smashed the car, I've gone through all the money in the trust fund, I absolutely hate you. They used to have red Jell-O here. Now it's green. Who are you? Hit your kids with who are you? Just for fun. Friday night, turn to one of their kids and go, who are you? See how the energy in the room just shifts. They will always pick up your calls, I promise. Everything moved onto Zoom. Jews moved everything onto shivas. Shivas, awake. When Jews die, we have a shiva. It's a Hebrew word that means annoy the family. You now have permission to torture a family that has just lost a loved one. And there's rules in the shiva that you could not do on Zoom. Did you know that when you get to the house of a shiva, you are not allowed to approach the family until they call you over? When you get there and you have to do that Jewish Morse code with your eyes and the charades with your hands, the whole... You couldn't do that. There's 7 days in a shiva. Each day has its own little, its own little energy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Day one, the family's so happy you came. Thank you so much for coming. Oh my God, she loved you so much. She'd be so happy you're here. We're so happy you're here. Thank you very much. Day 7, the family's done. Finished. They haven't showered, they haven't shaved, they haven't washed. People are bringing food over. It smells like a diner in the house. Day 7, you show up, they wish it was you that died. And why? Why? Because people keep asking the stupidest questions at a shiva. Stupidest questions. First question always, how did she die? How did she die? Day 1, she's 96 years old, she had an amazing life. Look, great-grandkids, grandkids, the kids are here. Hashem, God, felt it was time for her to join him. Thank you so much for coming. Day 7, how did she die? What? How did she die? Scuba diving. Grandma was scuba diving. She got caught in the coral. She couldn't get the knife out of her boot. Her friend Sylvia went up for air. By the time she came back, Grandma was dead. Just done. That's how she died. He wants to know how Grandma died. Fentanyl. Fentanyl. Grandma got a bad batch of heroin. She was in the home she was using. We couldn't keep an eye on her. We found her face down in the toilet with the needle still in her arm. That's how she died. Even when it's an untimely death, the questions are horrible. Where did she have cancer? In Brooklyn. What, are you filling out a coroner's report? And then there's questions that only Jews will ask. Did she have a good doctor? No, we took her to Petco. First we thought Grandma had fleas. But then we said it might be her heart. So we gave her some of Grandpa's Lipitor. It didn't work because she dropped dead. My favorite part of a shiva are the non-Jews at the shiva. There's always a non-Jew there, always. One of the kids is rich, the bank sends a representative, the mortgage guy shows up. They're the easiest ones to spot, too, right? Hi, Chris Christensen from Christ Killing Christensen and Christensen. Pleasure to meet you. I hang out with them. It's your first shiva? Yeah. Well, in about 10 minutes, we're gonna sacrifice the goat right here on her rug because that's what Grandma would have wanted. Another amazing thing about tonight, there's no honorees. It's a Jewish event and there's no honorees. Jamie, you gotta understand, whenever Jews get together, there's always one honoree. Anybody ever been an honoree? Clap your hands. There we go. The honoree is the biggest asshole the organization can find. Who can we pin this on? And they make him the honoree. And what does he get in return? A piece of Judaica in museum glass. And him and the rabbi stand for an hour and a half figuring out where to take a picture. It's a menorah for all the light you bring into the world. And they make their speeches. The honorees always make the wife always make the speeches. Always, the wife. You made the speech? Yeah, of course you did. Yeah. There's different categories of honorees. You have the young category, the young professional award, the young chesed, the young charity award. It's a young couple. She's still thin. He still has his hair. They're kind of in love because they only have one kid. The wife always grabs the microphone. It's such an honor to be receiving the L'Adore Vidor Award. The Generation to Generation Award. Even though we've only been in the community for just a year and a half, you've all made us feel so welcome. I know it's got nothing to do with the fact that my husband's the #1 hedge fund manager on Wall Street, and we're building a mansion in the middle of the neighborhood. It should be called the Ayin Hara Award, the evil eye, the Chatpu, I hope they both drop dead award. The next honoree is a woman who's also a co-chair. She's co-chairing the event. Any co-chairs here? You never have to ask, because they will always tell you that they are the co-chairs. I wasn't gonna do it this year, but they begged me to, so here I am, co-chairing the event again. My 5th year has been crazy. She comes on, she makes her speech full of inside jokes that no one gets or cares about. So, As co-chair, I would feel remiss if I didn't thank my other co-chairs. Stephanie. You are my partner in crime. When we decided to do a plated salad instead of a served salad, you spoke with the caterer, you put your foot down, you made it happen. Sherry. Share. Even though we only met when we began co-chairing this event, your first year, my fifth, I now feel as though we are sisters. Steph, you know what I mean. Aha, 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 aha. And you know she wrote in her speech, leave room for laughter. The next honoree at these Jewish events is when we raise money for the schools, the yeshivas, the Torah Academy of anywhere in the world. They have a parent of the year. This is usually a woman who feels that the rabbi's words of Torah were not enough. She's gonna share with us whatever she read on Chabad.org that week. In this week's parashah, weekly Torah portion, we read about the meraglim, the spies, but some call them witnesses. I too feel as though I am a witness of Yiddishkeit. Every time I pick up my sons, Chase and August, from MTHA, Minimal Torah Hebrew Academy, and see them wearing their yarmulkes until they get into the car, I know I am seeing Am Yisrael Chai. And the names of these kids, Chase and August for Jewish kids. Chase, that's a bank. And August, that's the name you give to the captain of the rowing team, some 8-foot kid from the middle of America. She has a 4'1" fat little kid that just screams, Ma! 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 all day long because he didn't take his afternoon Ritalin booster. His name should not be August, it should be Mar Cheshvan. You're not gonna get that one, Jamie. Half the room didn't get that one. My favorite honoree, though, is when we raise money for Israel. Yeah, woo! Look how excited everybody gets. They're already writing a check and there's no organization. Whenever we raise money for Israel, whenever Israel has to raise money, they do it in America. Because if they did it in Israel, they would make $1.50. They do it here, they find an honoree, a co-chair, and they have some woman who was a part of the organization from Israel. She's now here, and she makes her speech. Shalom and hello. My name is Ayelet. Like I don't say it, Ayelet. Growing up in Israel, on kibbutz Ra'a, I never imagined I would be here today. Thanks to the organization Kids for Kids on Kibbutzim, or KKK, I am not only here, it is also how I met my husband, Scott. When Scott was doing his year on kibbutz Ra'a, I saw him and right away I knew this is my ticket out of this desert. We got married when I finished the army. I went from driving a tank to driving a Range Rover. And she is this hot little thing. hot little Moroccan number with a tight black dress, the hazel eyes, the olive skin, and Scott looks like a bowling ball with a yarmulke. Fat little Scott. That's my wife, Ayala. Beautiful, huh? Yeah. She works out every day with her trainer. They even vacation together. See, we have some masks in the room. I welcome you. You have nothing to worry about. This is a room full of Orthodox Jews. Half of this room is vaccinated, the other half identifies as being vaccinated. When it's a Jewish event, they usually give you the keep it clean speech. Whenever I perform for something Jewish, they always give you the keep it clean speech. Someone comes over and says, you gotta keep it clean. Then they give you the disclaimer, not for me. I wanna hear your regular act, as if my regular act had a pole and 2 dancers. I'm always clean, you gotta keep it clean. Not for me. I performed at a shiva brachas in the middle of Borough Park. It's an after party for a wedding. The woman that hired me was not just wearing a wig, she was wearing a helmet with an Hermes shmata wrapped around it. Her husband, a 9-foot chassid with the white socks and the spudik, that's the shtreimel, the fur hat, but the one that's on steroids. She says to me, you gotta keep it clean. Not for us. We're not that religious. It's the in-laws, they're from Lakewood. Yeah, I performed at a Shaver Brachas in Borough Park. That was the only work during COVID. We were doing shows right away. Are you kidding? May 2020. May 2020, I was called to host the Hatzalah telethon. Hatzalah is it's the Jewish ambulance corps. Now he's sitting here, why is there a Jewish ambulance corps? It's because nobody else will pick us up. That's why we have a Jewish ambulance corps. You have seen the ambulances, you just don't know that it's an ambulance. Every one of the ambulances just has so much Hebrew written on the side of that truck. Everyone that sent in $18 has their name geschrieben across that. Chani bas Gittel, Tzipi bas Batya, Hoiker bas Tzimis. It's like a wall from Yad Vashem. Hatzalah is amazing. It's a Jewish ambulance corps. You call them up and bam, they show right up. These are men who will drop anything they are doing at the sound of a beep just to go help somebody dying and bleeding. They'll drop everything right and come over just to have 2 hours away from their wives. And we call up for every... clap your hands if you've ever been in the house when Hatzalah showed up. Yeah. No, we call up for everything. Stub your toe, call Hatzalah. My phone's not working, call. They know how to fix everything, call them. Heart attack, call Hatzalah right away. Before you hang up, 12 guys show up at your doorstep with carry-on luggage. They have state-of-the-art medical equipment. They could begin open heart surgery in your living room. 12 guys show up, 2 of them work on the patient, and the rest walk around the house. It's your house. Two doors down, Lieberman, same house, Just sold 1.5. You redid the kitchen, that's a new kitchen. You can get 1.8 for this without even trying. Not only do you get medical attention, you get an appraisal on the house. That's Hatzalah. So May 2020, I get called to host the Hatzalah telethon. Now keep in mind, I'm living in Manhattan, quarantining 8-9 days in a row, not leaving my apartment, wiping down my Oreos with Clorox, because Dr. Fauci, Yemach Shemo, had nothing else for us that week. Remember that? Wipe your Oreos, there you go, back to you, Sanjay. In the middle of all of that, I was asked to go host this telethon in Crown Heights, the Wuhan of Brooklyn. I got there, I'm the only one with the masks and gloves and the fistula and the astronaut suit. I was scared to death. Scared to death. I get to security. There's an Israeli guy doing the temperature check. Remember the temperature check? It was my first one. I was actually excited for it. Now, how do I know he's Israeli? Because he wrote the sign, measure here temperature. Measure with a Z. But I go up there, I'm ready for my first temperature check. I do the lean in that, And he says to me in Hebrew, lech, 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 go, 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 go. I said, go, 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 go. He reached in the box, took the thermometer out, pointed at my forehead, hits the button. I said to him in Hebrew, Ma mispar, what's the number? He says, En batareya, there's no battery. Go tell your joke, Ma ata nidbakta elai, what you staying here, go. 2020 wasn't all bad for me, by the way. I got married. I got married in 2020 to my beshert, my soulmate, my husband, Leo. Now, I was told I don't give off a gay vibe. Azoy ze zukt. That's what they told me. Now, I didn't know this until a few months ago. Leo and I live in Manhattan, a big building with 1 million people in it, and a lot of gossip. A lot of gossip. Lashon hara, evil tongue. And the woman that's in charge of all of this gossip lives on our floor. I'm not gonna mention her name, Sharon Berkowitz. 9F, right when you make the turn. 2 months ago, she corners me in the elevator and says, I don't know if you've heard, but the lawyer that bought the apartment above yours is a homosexual. I said, Sharon, you're kidding me. I've been banging him for 3 months. I had no idea he's a lawyer. Sharon's been avoiding me lately. My husband's younger. He's 10, 12 years younger, 22 years younger. A millennial. Any millennials here? Yes, yeah. He's a millennial, but he says you're welcome. Most millennials don't. They all say thank you, but they never say you're welcome. They say, no worries. First time I got hit with a no worries, I was buying coffee. I hand my card to the kid behind the counter, and I said, thank you. He said, no worries. Do I look worried? No worries, and I can. I'm so happy I can. I'm so sad, I can't. Leo doesn't say I can't, and he always says you're welcome. Yes, yeah, yeah. Funny things happen when there's a big age gap. First time I brought him to my mother's house, he sees my graduation picture. My mom clocks it and says, that's when he was your age. My mom loves my husband, loves him. My mom doesn't feel like she lost a son, she gained a grandchild. And I love being married, I love it. Who here's married and happily married? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's official, there's a license, there's insurance, there's paperwork, there's joint accounts, your name's on everything. People always ask me, do you think he married you for your money? I said, are you insane? I married him for technical support. I'm living with a Genius Bar. I don't know how to use my phone. The other day he said to me, share your location. I said, I'm right here. So how do I share my? He goes, go into I said, I can't. He said, just give it to me. That's my favorite thing to hear. Just give it to me. Here you go. I can't. Just give it to me. We definitely have generational differences, that's for sure. I love cash. I love cash. I always have cash on me, and I have cash hidden all over the house. And he doesn't get it. What's with the cash? I go, you gotta have cash. Why? In case the Nazis come. He says, what do you need cash for the Nazis? I said, you can't Venmo the guard. What are you gonna Apple Pay the guy? Was that SS Schultz at thirdreich.gov with an open close gate emoji? You gotta have cash. Millennials don't know. They don't know how to schmear. They don't know how to tip. They don't know any of that. No! Millennials don't know how to tip. They don't know how to tip, and they also don't know how to receive a tip. Leo took me to Trader Joe's. You been to this? It's a supermarket with a boat dock theme. We're in there, I got the cart, little red cart, and I bought everything. Everything was $1.69. I took everything. Try these, bring 2 of this, a pizza, cookies, that almond milk for nothing. I got to the cashier, I looked like a Ukrainian refugee fleeing. I get to the cashier and they, and believe me, if you would have seen them, you'd understand that they are a they, and gesundheit, they should live long and be well. They had absolutely no counter space to undo my cart, none. A 6-inch piece of plywood in the shape of an oar, that's all they had. But somehow they did it magically. They made pyramids and they took things underneath and put them back under. It was so amazing and so friendly. Did you find everything you were looking for? I said, I found things I wasn't looking for. Oh, you should try these, they were amazing. I said, I can't wait to try. Let me know if you, I said, I'll come back Thursday, I'll give you a call. I had a new best friend. And they packed it all up in these amazing bags. Have you seen those bags? The cardboard with handles, it was amazing. I had to give a tip. $20, because it's them. I pulled the cash out and they had a panic attack. Ah! Cash, that's triggering! Ding, 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 ding. There's a bell there. Ding, 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 ding. The fire department showed up. The manager came over. They're on the floor having a seizure. Manager goes, what happened? I said, I wanted to give him a tip. He says, we're not allowed to accept tips, but thank you. I said, no worries. They looked worried. We recently did 23andMe. You all know what that is, the ancestry test. Yes. One of the biggest waste of money is you can... All my friends did it. We all did it together, pulled in our results, and it was... First of all, I was in shock my friends wanted to do it. Because all of my friends are those people that are afraid of their security being breached. You have friends like this? My phone hears everything I'm saying. I just think of something and I get an ad for it. Which, by the way, is my favorite feature of the phone. If I need something, I grab my phone and think it into it. 16-inch toilet seat cover, off-white, oval. In 2 minutes, Home Depot sends you an ad. You hit the button, somehow they already have your credit card on file. And before you go pissy again, it's on the toilet. And by the way, when my friends leave the room with their phones behind, I grab their phones and say, hemorrhoids, hemorrhoids. How do I know if I have a hemorrhoid? Put the phone down, let them figure it out. So my friends who are afraid of a targeted ad had no problem sending their DNA out all over the world to be uploaded into databases. And the results came back and they were amazing, amazing. My friends were getting back these pie charts. 1/8 Navajo Indian. 1/4 Iberian, Celtic, Norwegian, African. I was so excited. I opened mine up. It said 99.8% Jewish. That was it. The pie chart was a matzah ball with a toothpick in it. The results came back in Yiddish. Then they give you your health risks. What are my health risks? The hypertension, the cholesterol? No, Nazis. Nazis and Kanye. That's my health risks. It actually said 99.8% Ashkenazi Jewish. Jamie, Patrick, Chandler. I know to you, Jews are just Jews, but within the Jews, there's two types. There's it's like chicken. There's the white meat and the dark meat. Both equally delicious. The white meat, the Ashkenazi, that's from Europe, and the dark meat from everywhere from Spain to the other side. We're the Sephardic Jews. Where are you? Woo! Yeah, you see that? Woo! Yeah! That's the Sephardic Jews. Woo! The passion of our religion. See this guy up front? When's the last time you wooed? That's Ashkenazi. Sephardic, woo! Yeah, that's the passion, right? Yeah. Where are my Sephardic Jews? Where are you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but you're not. No. Oh, wait. So the husband's Sephardic and the wife is Ashkenazi. But you married a Sephardic guy. They always tell the Ashkenazi girls, if you marry a Sephardic guy, on Passover, you can eat rice and beans. You could have married a Mexican. They always tell them, if you marry a Sephardic guy on Passover, you can eat rice and beans. They never mention that the kids all come out with one eyebrow. No one ever talks about that, but rice and beans until you vomit. Sephardic Jews, that's the passion of our religion, right? Everything they do with passion. Friday night, we make a blessing on the challah. Oh, by Ashkenazi Jews, it's a 2-second event. Hamaitzi lechamina. Delicious, it's got raisins, it's so delicious. Done. Sephardic make hamotzi, they make the blessing on the challah. It is a 9-hour event. They get there, they set up. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat. Peaceful Shabbat, peaceful Shabbat shalom, Shabbat. My wife make beautiful challah wala challah. It's a challah, this is special challah. I love my wife. They haven't even begun the blessing yet. And they start. פותח את ידיך ومزبيا لكوها ورسون بوروها قبر شبتو هم يدق بني أدم أدم بقدركو يدع تلوموت سيتركوها كيبتو هدم. The Ashkenazi guy's fainting. He keeps going, Aleinu ve'al Beneinu ve'al Jazeera ve'al Qaeda ve'al Kol ve'nehu ve'nehem, and then they all yell, Chaim! Out of nowhere, they all yell, Chaim, which means life, in the middle of the blessing. They go, Chaim! Do you even know where that comes from, Sephardic Jews? No. You just yell Chaim in the middle of the blessing. I'll tell you where that comes from. Years ago, there was a big Sephardic rabbi named Chaim Baba Ganosh, I don't know his name. He's doing his 9-hour hamotzi blessing. His wife's in the kitchen, everything's burning. She goes, Chaim! They go, Chaim! That's where that came from. Yes. Sephardic people make the blessing on the challah, then they rip it up and give it to, this is for you, this piece for you, this piece for you, I love you, big piece, good week for you. The Ashkenazi guy's doing surgery. He's got a machete. He wants to make sure every piece is the same size. This for you, this for you. He's cutting this. And no one at the table can speak until they get the challah to go, this for you, this for you. I hit a raisin, suction, suction. They do everything with passion, but they drag everything out. You ever go to a Sephardic synagogue? Oh my God, when they read the Torah, when they read the Bible, Ashkenazi, we read the Bible in seconds. Right? Why? We smell a lunch downstairs. What are you dragging this out for? Sephardic read the Torah in actual time. You can almost see Moses going down the mountain. Amen. Moshe. One thing you can say about Sephardic people, they love their rabbis. They love their You ever hear a Sephardic guy talk about his rabbi? This rabbi is special. This rabbi, he know Torah, he know the Gemara, he know all the books. We love this rabbi. Ashkenazi, what a schmuck. What a putz. Why is he in the board meeting? He's just a rabbi. And you should know, I'm more of a rabbi than he'll ever be. Jamie, I'm gonna bring you into the synagogue now. Are you ready for this? Jamie Patrick Chandler. In the synagogue, Saturday morning, we read the Torah, and there's this thing called an aliyah. It's a burst of Torah energy. Seven people are called up for this aliyah. You make a prayer, you get the burst of Torah energy. The Sephardic guy gets up, gets it in, he shares it. He wants to hug and share that energy with everybody. They hug each other and they say, what? Chazaku Baruch. Strong and blessed. Strong and blessed. Chazaku Baruch. COVID. Ashkenazi guy goes up there, gets his aliyah. They all come off and they all look like someone forgot to pay them rent. And what did we say? Shkayach. Shkayach. Shkayach is the emptiest thing in the Jewish religion. Shkayach, the real words are yashar, which means go right to your next burst of Torah energy. But it comes out shkayach. And we say it for everything. Moish, you went to the bathroom, did you flush? Shkayach. Heshi was there, pished everywhere, didn't flush, horrible. Shkayach. Recently, I found out that Sephardic Jews named their kids after someone who's still alive. I was at a baby naming for a Syrian Jewish family. The dad's like, I'm Joey, that's my son Joey, that's Joey, and that's Joey. Ashkenazi, we name our children after someone who's dead and had the most horrible life in the world. This child is barely born and we've already assigned all of this baggage on him. That's my eldest son, Yaakov Yosef, named after my husband's great-grandfather, who was taken by the Russian army, imprisoned in Siberia, and tortured for 13 years. I'm like, oh my God, give the kid a chance. That's my daughter, Rifki, named after my aunt that died at the age of 9 from pneumonia. I'm like, what? You're killing her off at 9? Name your kids after someone who had a good life. Yes, that's my son, Hugh Hefner. Man lived 93 years with a smile on his face every day of his life in a place called the Playboy Mansion. Not Chani ben Chachuchi from the Warsaw Chanuchi. In negotiations, Sephardic and Ashkenazi are very, very different. Every time I get called to do an event for an Ashkenazi organization, usually a woman calls up, hi, how much does it cost for Mori to perform at our gala dinner fundraiser journal? We're raising money for kids that don't have earlobes. You give them the price? No! Are you crazy? We're a non-profit organization. For the record, I am not a non-profit organization. Just for the record. But Sephardic Jews negotiate different. How much you show? No. How many joke we get for this price? Maybe you tell less joke, give us better price. So what are you watching? So what are you watching? That's the most horrible question in the world. So what are you watching? We tried it, 12 seasons, I'm not into it. What are you watching? When that question comes up, that means the night's over. People always assume I'm watching Jewish shows, like Fauda and Mrs. Meisel's. No. I watch Goyim. I love Goyim. Jamie, that's what we call you. It's not a bad word. It's not a bad word. Goy and Jew are the same. It's just how you use it. It's not a bad word. It's just how you use it. Like my neighbor, he's a Jew. We spend every Friday night with them. It's delicious and beautiful. Very nice way to use the word Jew. Or my neighbor, the Jew, blocks my driveway every morning. Not a nice way. My neighbor, he's a guy. He built an entire deck outside of his house all by himself. Because no Jew's building a deck outside of his house all by himself. It's our way of saying shkoyach. I love watching Goyim. One of my favorite Goyim are the royal Goyim. The Crown. You've seen this show? Oh. Jews watch it with different eyes. Yeah, we don't watch it like everybody. We watch it, our brains think differently. Whenever we see one of those establishing shots of whatever castle or palace they're in, every Jew has the same thought. How can you heat that? It's freezing in there. It must be freezing. What would you like with your tea? A space warmer. Are you insane? There's no thermostat at Balmoral. I love watching anything with the royal Goyim. When the queen died, Zechrono Livracha, I couldn't turn the funeral off. I could not turn the funeral off. You gotta understand something, Jamie. When Jews die, we bury, bam, right away. When a Jew dies, they're in the ground within 24 hours, bam, right away. In Florida, when the old Jews take a nap, they wake up, no! Put the shovel away, it's just a nap, what's wrong with you? We don't mess around, bam, in the ground. They schlepped this queen around for 23 days. They dragged her around for 23 days. They threw her on top of a cart, like they were gonna go sell bagelach in the Lower East Side. They put some schmata rug on top of her, and they dragged her every day to a new city. She was in Buckingham and Windsor and Essex and Sussex and Delancey and Pittsburgh and New Jersey. It was like following an Amazon package. They dragged her around and the whole family was walking behind her. They were broigers. They were really upset with each other. They were really miserable. You saw them? Like this. They all had those pre-funeral fights. They all went through her drawers to see what diamonds she left behind. Yeah, Camilla, the queen convert. She got this massive brooch she was wearing. If the light hit her, she could start a fire. And Kate got that beautiful chandelier diamond necklace, gorgeous. And Meghan, Nebuch. They found for her a pair of pearl earrings from Zales. They were walking behind like this. This machashay for this witch. And their dumb husbands dressed like a doorman with a big letter opener. I love watching them. The other show I love, American Pickers. It's amazing. Two goyim drive around America in states you've never heard of. Today we're in Idaho, Missouri, Mississippi, Mrs. Tuchus, states you only hear of during an election, right? The great state of Wyoming, an Indian word that means no Jew has ever lived here before. They drive around and they're looking for antiques, collectibles, vintage, old signage, old bicycle frames. Jamie, if you learn one word here tonight, let it be the word dreck. Garbage. Garbage. But they set you up what's happening. We're pulling into the Anderson property and it's 24 acres. Been in the family for 4 generations and there's 2 barns full of dreck and some dilapidated house. And of course, every Jew starts thinking, 4 generations, 24 acres, no one built rentals? Put a church, the whole thing becomes tax deductible. But my all-time favorite show is Swamp People. These are goyim that live in a swamp. And they're hunting the crocodiles or alligators, whatever beasts are floating down there. And there's 8 people in the cast, and if you put them all together, there's 1 full set of teeth. They all speak English, and you can't understand a word they are saying. Jambalaya. You didn't come in and I sing on bear dirty, so very jambalaya. I didn't go in dirty, so I'm gonna be dandy, so but jambalaya. Season 2, they began to put captions in, so now you can understand what they're saying. We worked hard today, we got the alligator, now we're gonna go pick up jambalaya. Now, I had no idea what jambalaya was. I thought it was his cousin from the other swamp. Jambalaya is a stew, a cholent that they eat. And it's full of everything in the world that's not kosher. Shrimp and eel and crab and the pig's foot and the pig's tail and the pig's neshama, the pig's soul is in there. And they're fressing this, yum jambalaya, gonna yum jambalaya. Ah, my sister made the jambalaya, yummy. Geschmack of jambalaya, jambalaya. Nobody on Fauda is ever this happy. I celebrate the differences between Jews and non-Jews. If you don't think there are differences, you're out of your mind. There are. If you don't believe me, go to Home Depot. Go to Home Depot. Home Depot is a code. It means Jews, you have no business shopping in here. Everyone that's not Jewish walks in there, they know exactly what they need. I need a 3x2 bike pipe with reversible threading and a drip clamp, and the guy's gone. Jews walk into Home Depot, they look constipated. And then a half hour, does anybody work here? Does anybody work here out of pity, out of rachmanis? They come over to help us. What are you looking for there, Jew? And we have no idea what the stuff's even called. I'm looking for the thing that goes inside. It's the piece that goes in before you put the other, you screw in the piece that's in. Oh, an anchor, that's it, an anchor. Beth, it's called an anchor. Yes, my neighbor, the guy, is gonna help me put shelves up, which is one of the nicest ways to use the word guy. Antisemitism. That's your segue. Anti-Semitism. Jamie, that's hating Jews more than you're allowed. Anti-Semitism is at another level now. It's like not even, it's like hidden anti-Semitism. You know, back in the day, you saw a guy with a yarmulke, you punched him. Today it's not original anymore. Now it's hidden anti-Semitism. Every time you do those COVID health questionnaires on your phone, you go, no, 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 I accept. You go to the next page. Has anybody ever read those questions? In the past 14 days, have you felt achy and phlegmy and nauseous, and your ears are ringing, your back's hurting, by your knees a little? Every Jew wakes up every morning with at least 4 COVID symptoms. Every morning we wake up. Sheila, come here, give a sniff. Yeah, I think it's COVID. You think it's COVID? It might be COVID. Cancel culture is anti-Semitic. Cancel culture is anti-Semitic. You say anything about Latinos, Asian, black, trans, gay, you're done, you're finished. There's no second chance. When someone says something bad against Jews, the worst that can happen is they make them visit a Holocaust museum. Which is the stupidest idea in the world. You're taking someone who hates Jews into a Holocaust museum. They come out of there, wow! That was amazing! I want a t-shirt, a hat, something! They're onto something, help me out here! And why? Why does the world hate us? Why? We're the most tolerant nation in the world. We are. Don't look at me like that. We're the most tolerant nation. We are the only religion not recruiting. Think about that for a minute. Every other religion believes you have to join them or you don't get the world to come. The only thing we want is just leave us the hell alone. Just leave us the hell alone. Go do whatever you gotta do, just leave us the hell alone. Think about it, think about it. You wanna become Christian or Catholic, you go to the church, the cathedral, speak to the priest, the father, whoever's not potchking with the kinderluch that day. You say to him, I want to become a Christian. In 2 seconds, oh, he died for your sins. He loves you. He's a cookie you wouldn't give your dog. And you're in. You want to become a Muslim? Even easier. You go to a mosque or a prison. And you say to the imam, I want to become a Muslim in 2 seconds. And you're in. Want to become a Jew? Go to a rabbi. Hey, rabbi, I want to become a Jew. What's the first thing he says? No, you don't. The chutzpah to tell the guy, no, you don't. But they come again, really, rabbi, I want to become a Jew. It's not for you. And if they really, really, really want to become Jewish, they have to spend a whole year almost keeping the Sabbath. Like most of you. So I had an idea. If you want to become Jewish, it should be easier but harder. If you want to become Jewish, the only thing you have to do is fly. Fly from New York to Tel Aviv. And Tel Aviv back to New York. With 5 conditions. El Al. Israeli airline. Afternoon flight. Middle seat. No sleeping pill. Economy. Imagine what this poor soul will have to experience. On one side, some massive Israeli with hair coming out of everywhere. How you are, how you are. How are you, are you are. איך אומרים את זה? How you say, how are you are. How are you are. Or maybe you get a full-blown chassid that comes, the full outfit comes over to you. Hello. My name is Moshe Aaron Shleimi de Komisha Meloni. And for the next 12 hours, the only thing I'm gonna do is fakrazel mapayas. I'm gonna fakrazel mapayas for 12 hours straight. Just like this, put a lot behind my ear. You're gonna think I stopped, but then I'm gonna fakrazel some more and fakrazel around my payas, and you're gonna wanna not look, but you can't not look. When they fakrazel their payas, it's mesmerizing. You fly back and forth and tell me you still want to be Jewish, I'll sign off on the paperwork. We are definitely tolerant, but we are the most judgy. We're very judgy. Jamie, I promise you, that everybody in this room at one point had this thought. Can you believe their entire holiday is looking for an egg in the backyard? If it makes them happy, let them look for the egg. That's how we view Easter, which begins at the same time as Passover. You wanna know how Passover begins? We're in our kitchen with the lights off, holding a feather, a wooden spoon, and a candle, looking for a piece of bread that we hid. But this guy's looking for an egg and we can't handle it. And whenever you tell the crazy things we do to people who aren't Jewish, they're so accepting. They're so, oh, really? Wait, what? Wait. So you swing the chicken over your head 3 times? Your sins go in the chicken's killed, and the sins are gone. Wow! It's genius. Is that how you guys do your taxes too? Yes! That chicken's tax deductible, now you're catching on! And then there's things that you just can't explain. There's things you just cannot explain. Like the Shabbos elevator. I'm not gonna lose you. The Shabbos elevator, it's an elevator that stops on every floor, Friday night to Saturday night. Every floor, whether you wanted to or not. And no one can explain it. It's because Jews can't work on the Sabbath. Well, it's not, you can't press, you can't. It's not, you can't make, so if you make, you can't make the connection before. It's not that nobody can explain the Sabbath. I promise you, no rabbi can explain the Shabbos elevator. And I personally believe, that the Shabbos elevator is what began World War II. Stay with me on this. Berlin, before the war, Friday night. Hitler and Goebbels walk into a building, they get in the elevator. What kind of an elevator is it? It's a Shabbos elevator. At first, Hitler was in a good mood. Oh, Goebbels, look at this. Someone has made a practical joke, and they have pressed all the buttons in the elevator. Nein, nein, mein Führer. Says this, Simon says the Juden, why would the Jews quetsch all the buttons in the elevator? Because they can nicht machen Arbeit auf den Shabbos. Wo ist der Arbeit zu quetschen? Nein, mein Führer. Der Quetsch ist das electrical connection machen von den Tieren rein, Häusbetriebe ein mit der Schiebungsregelung gewartet. By the time they hit the 39th floor, they were done. Done. Now, those of you who got that joke, shkoyach. You got that joke, you got it, you got what I was doing. And those of you who maybe didn't like that joke, oh, now you have what to complain about. But keep in mind, those of you that complain, it's because of you, Mashiach can't come. The Messiah, Mashiach, he's here. This tonight is Mashiach energy, am I right? Yes or no? Yes. We have all kinds of people laughing together. This is Mashiach energy. But as soon as the show is over, it takes one Yente, one Karen, to get up and just so you know, I'm not a big fan of comedy to begin with. But that whole thing he did with Hitler and gimbals in the elevator, he didn't need to. And that's when Mashiach says, I can't. So make sure you're always bringing on Mashiach energy and not preventing it. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you. And a big round of applause for Jamie. Here's a yarmulke for you. Thank you all very much.